Low key, they were better than GameStop.
Anything's better than GameStop nowadays.
I mean, you can't be worse than something that doesn't exist anymore. You know.
Got a point.
That's true.
I mean, they're not off the table internationally, but
it's all downhill for them. For me, it's all downhill.
As long as no one out here throwing shade at EB Games, we all good.
I mean, look, until y'all become GameStop, and then we'll have a problem.
Alrighty, all right, we are here. This is the HPMP podcast, the JRPG podcast, the best JRPG podcast around. Although I'm very inconsistent with it, we're gonna get back into it in 2019, hopefully, because only 1 month of 2019 is almost over. But yeah, anyway, so welcome everybody. I appreciate you guys for coming out of here on your busy Sunday. I know personally that it took a lot for me to be here because I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 2.
I just beat it today.
That game was amazing. All right. So we're going to start off with the introductions here, and let's go off with the normal cast, members of the cast. So, Bio, go right ahead, man.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bowser Carrigan, and welcome to another episode of the HPMP podcast. You want us to introduce our favorite JRPGs or?
Yeah, you want to go right ahead.
As some of you know, my favorite RPG of all time is that Xenogears Greatness, and currently I am playing Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition.
Okay, all right. Nightmare.
Well, it's Nightmare Alpha. I do stuff on the internet, and I helped Blake getting some good views yesterday.
Yes.
Souls.
Yeah, Souls is here. I thought my Nightmare was still gonna go.
Yeah, I thought so too. I kind of cut him off there.
Man, it's okay.
Yeah. Souls here. Always a pleasure to get the gang and squad and new faces together to do this podcast. I can't wait to kick things off. Favorite JRPG is probably Breath of Fire 3, but it changes every once in a while. Or Legend of Dragoon, whichever.
And currently, what's going on with that YouTube channel, my guy?
Yes.
Leave Souls alone.
Okay, look. My last upload was probably March. I'm not gonna let it go a full year since my last upload. So
anniversary.
Just sit tight. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. I'm gonna let you live for now. All right. Riku, go ahead.
Riku-san one, the only one here. What's up, everybody? I'm a little sick right now. I just got sick today, so I've been coming down with I've been getting fucked up. But I'm still out here playing some games. My favorite JRPG of all time is that Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel 2, coming out for PlayStation 4.
Good man.
And yes. Current JRPG I'm playing right now is still playing that Radiant Historia. I'm in and out of it. Radiant Historia, perfect chronology on the 3DS. The story's getting a little hard to back in certain areas. There's a lot of time, stuff going on in there, and dimension hopping, and the reasoning behind it is something that doesn't sit well with me. But the gameplay behind it is still pretty good. The music is by the girl that does the Kingdom Hearts music, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yes, she is. She's doing a good job in here. I can't wait to see what she does for the Kingdom Hearts 3 music. But we'll talk about that soon enough.
Okay. Blake?
Hey, it's that time. What is going on, guys? It is me, West Ham HD. Real happy to be back on the podcast. It's been a while since I've been here talking with you guys about JRPG stuff. My favorite JRPG, as I've said in the past, is the original OG Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
Okay, all right, then we got our two guests here right about now. Well, everybody else is a guest, but anyway. Sir Lionheart, go ahead, man.
Yeah, what's going on? I was out drinking last night, so I might sound a little bit out of it. Okay. I run a YouTube channel, Sir Lionheart, obviously. I stream on Twitch as well. I'm pretty consistent with uploads. Focus on RPGs. Favorite RPG series, Tales of. But if I had to say my favorite Tales of game, Symphonia is just one of the greatest Tales games, in my opinion. But yeah.
So you picked Symphonia over Abyss? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Symphonia was the gateway game to me. Just playing all the other, it was the first game that I just
Same.
saw and played, and I was like, oh wow, there's games like this that exist. So I owe that game a lot. So that's gonna be my favorite for sure.
All right, all right. For that reason, I want to let you live. I had my hand on the eject button, but I would.
Damn, that's how we doing it.
Yeah, only
Say anything to
I'm glad I
and just boot
explained
you out.
And Jay, go ahead, man. Introduce yourself, promote yourself, and give us your favorite JRPG.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? Burger here. I don't really have a YouTube channel. Something I'm probably get into, but what I do have is I have a radio podcast entitled Geeks in the City. Real interesting story. I just noticed that Souls is here. Actually, Souls is the reason I found out about you, Shadow.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, we was I think we was playing Blaze Blue. He was like, "Yeah, I'm about to be on this podcast with these guys. You should like check it out." And I was like,
Oh yeah,
"All right."
I remember that.
I was like, "All right, cool." But I do voice acting, radio. I do stand up mostly for a living, comedian and things like that. Favorite JRPG. Let me give it to Suikoden too. That's my bread and butter right there.
Nice.
Suikoden series.
All right, that's a good answer. All right. So we're gonna just jump into these topics real quick. Let me just get this question up here. I did this tweet a while back, a couple of months back. Some of you are familiar with it. I'm gonna pull it up on screen right now, and you're just gonna let me know who you guys think the better player is exactly.
This.
All right, so let me do a screen share real quick. And there we go. Let's put it on me. All right. So, as you guys can see it on screen, right?
Yeah.
I see it.
All right. So, we got player A defeated the level 70 boss at level 55 in 30 minutes. He died a lot. Player B grinded all the way to level 75 to beat the level 70 boss in 10 minutes. Didn't die once. Who is the better player? Let's start with Burger.
That this rhetorical question is B to me.
B. Okay, we got one B. You got any reason into that exactly, or?
I mean, I've been in many games where I have to grind up. Yeah, I feel like if you keep dying and you keep retrying stuff like that, you're missing out on something. Final Fantasy is something I learned that very hardly. What was I fighting? I think I was fighting. I think it was Sephiroth. Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. I was like, you know what? Let me go back and train and come back a little later. So yeah, B.
Okay, all right. Nightmare.
Well, as I say sometimes, I think my favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy VIII, and because of that, I actually go with the A because that's the only way how to win this game. Because Final Fantasy VIII doesn't care on what level you are; it's mostly the same difficulty anyway. So I think it's more of the nuance of tactics that you have to bring to the table. So grinding wouldn't mean anything. So I think somebody who dies a lot, even on a lower level, is, in my opinion, a bit better. But okay, I don't judge people if you grind a bit. It's just not going to help you in Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay, so that's for that game in general. But what about a general rule? Like, who would you think is the better one?
Well, I think that's the first one because, again, all of our failures teach us something, and we should learn from our mistakes, you know?
Yeah, like leveling up. That's what I would learn.
I mean, if this is the lesson that you learn from that, then that's okay, but, you know.
All right. Bob?
I remember commenting on this, and I still have the same opinion pretty much, where I'll say there's a lot of variables we don't know here to really determine who's the better player, but I will say player A is skilled because they beat a boss 15 levels above them in half an hour, which if the other player beat them in 10 minutes, half an hour honestly isn't too bad for being 15 levels under. But player B, you can't even really tell their skill level because they're 5 levels above the boss and 10 minutes for a boss battle. May not be much depending on the game. Like Star Ocean 4, that's kind of average, but it's not another RPG that could be a long time.
That game.
All right. Souls?
I mean, B was a smarter player probably, but A, I guess, persevered. I don't know who to give it to that.
Don't be like that, Souls. Go with your gut, man. Don't be like
All
that.
right.
Go with your gut, man. Do what you would do in this situation.
All right, for real, I definitely level up. So I'm gonna give it to B.
All right, there we go.
All right, there you go.
Working on our social link there, so
Blake.
Now, me personally, when it comes to RPGs, if I get my ass beat more than 2 times, I grind for 3 hours, come back, and I stomp them. So I'm personally player B, but I feel like if you've got an understanding of the systems and whatnot, and you can actually cheese a boss like that in 30 minutes, even if you do die a lot, I mean, persevering and doing it like that. I think there was one boss fight that they actually locked me in the room so I couldn't grind. I had to sit there for an hour trying until I actually got better at the game. I think it makes you a better player, so I'm going to go with A.
All right.
you just
And,
reversed my social link, man. I don't know what's going on here.
And Lionheart, what you think, man?
I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna say both players are just as equal. Yeah, I'm gonna say that because there's so many variables. You know, in certain games, you want to be that guy and level up.
What's going
Like
on?
in turn-based RPGs, if it's action-based, I would say player A. But if it's like turn-based traditional stuff, I would say, player B. That's what I would have to go with.
I mean, from a philosophical standpoint, I have to agree with you. It's important, but we're not talking about philosophical here. We're talking about making a decision A to B, gun to the head. That's what this mostly is. So that's the reason why I'm not actually, going with a nuance here. But that's usually how I would approach it.
What? Man, can I ask my wife? Come here for a second. Let me. Come here for a second.
Okay.
Come here for a second, okay? Because these guys are crazy. Except for Soul. He's the only logical one. He's the only logical one. Look, I need you to look at this chart, okay? Look at this chart right here.
Man got his wife involved.
I know, right? He got his wife involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look. Okay, so here's the question. They said that player A. They say that player A defeats a boss player A defeated a level 70 boss at level 55. Okay,
I'm curious.
He defeated him in 30 minutes and died a lot. Also, now player B grinded to level 75 to beat said boss at level 70 in 10 minutes and didn't die once. What's the better player, in your opinion?
What?
No, look. See?
Oh my God.
I think that was a little bit too fast.
She's like, what the hell are you doing to me right now? How you putting me on the spot?
I feel this be easier if you pick like a specific game.
Yeah, see,
It would be, but I need to get this opinion because I'm very confused right now. Okay, player A defeated a boss that was he was under leveled and it took 30 minutes and he died a lot. The other player B, grinded past that level and beat it in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the better player, in your opinion?
Second one.
Player B? Okay, that's what I'm-
ah,
I'm just making sure. If my wife can catch on to this, then it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
all right. The reason I didn't like put a whole like story behind it or what type of game or something like that, turn-based, action-based, or what it was, I felt like if I did that, the answer would definitely lean towards one player over the other. There'd be too much, I guess you could say, bias for one player. So I decided to leave it really open-ended. And that, besides, Twitter doesn't allow for like more than a couple of characters. So my ideal scenario for this when I was creating it was pretty much an action game for the most part. It was something like, I guess, Dark Souls, Bloodborne-ish or something. And me personally, I would go with player A because, well, I pretty much do the same thing. I always fight a boss that's levels above me, and I always try to see if I can actually beat the boss because I feel so much satisfaction when I do beat the boss at such a low level. But then I just go to the next boss and I get curb stomped because I should have been like at least level 65 at that point. But yeah, I think persevering, getting through it, and being under leveled, it's a great feeling of satisfaction to it.
I agree with you also because I did that in Kingdom Hearts 2 when I was fighting Sephiroth. I was getting caught up with getting caught up to get ready for Kingdom Hearts 3. Severely under level when I fought Sephiroth, and I did feel accomplished when I did that. But you did skip me when it came to my answer. But I put it in the group chat. I did a reply to that tweet you made a while ago. And as far as I remember, I chose Option C, neither. I said neither. Apparently, I said neither of them. I felt was better than the other. I do remember at different points of my gaming life that I was either one or the other of these two types of gamers. I remember there were some times that I did level up to the point where I beat a boss, easy peasy. And I do remember times where I was underleveled and I did lose. And I felt that I needed to level up, and I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna beat this boss right here, right now. And and I would be there all the time, trying to beat him like I did with, I think, like I said, that Sephiroth time. I do agree with you. I do get a far more satisfaction of being it when you're underleveled. So if I had to choose one, I would say player A, because by the end of that fight, I would assume that player A has more knowledge about the game mechanics and that boss's move, the way that boss functions than player B, who probably, since he was a higher level, he probably, took more damage. But since his level was higher, his defense was higher, and he was able to live longer and had more room for error, which player A did not have. So player A probably had to go through trial and error and learn to, instead of taking that hit and hitting, whatever that enemy was, you're gonna have to learn how to dodge it, or gonna have to learn how to block it. So if both of those players did fight, I would feel that player A would probably come out on top because they would be more skilled because of it.
All right.
Okay. I just remember when I played Persona 4 for the first time and I got to the true ending and I couldn't beat the last boss. I tried so hard with the current level I was at. I knew if I grinded maybe a couple of levels, this would be a lot easier and I would be able to do it. But I spent I gotta say almost 2 hours trying to beat her at my current level, which was maybe a couple of levels below. Couldn't do it. So I finally gave up, went to grind a little bit in the last dungeon, and I beat the boss really easy, and I felt no satisfaction at all. I was just like, I knew I could have done it when I was lower level. I gave up for the most part, and I just didn't feel like doing it. But I didn't feel any satisfaction when I did beat the boss when I did grind. So,
oh man, the JRPG god gave up. That's crazy.
Whoa! This was before I was a JRPG god. This was way back in the
this
dark
is back
ages.
when you was a JRPG enthusiast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
I ain't gonna lie though. Nowadays, do you really find that you have to grind in games nowadays?
Your games are pretty
very
simple.
rarely.
Cutthroat and dry. I would say that in a lot of situations, the situation varies. I remember I was playing Trials in the Sky, and I got to the final ending. And the thing with that game is that once you get to a certain part, I was confronted with the final boss that I didn't know was the final boss. So instead of stopping, I was really obsessed with the fact that I could beat him, but I was getting destroyed. I don't really like using items when I play my JRPGs, but I was going through a lot and things like that. So I wasn't really in a position where I could have went back, because if I did, I would have to load a separate save file and then grind there and then come back. Versus I was like, well, I've pretty much figured out the attack pattern right now, and I went through it. But if I had knowledge that the boss was going to appear in that area, I probably would have grinded more.
I think the Trail series is one of the last few JRPGs that actually still make you grind, or you still feel very challenged. I think so. I
don't remember any of the Trails games me needing to feel like I needed to grind. I always felt that I was at the right level at the right time.
I mean, Coastal too has some bosses.
I'm not talking about cool. I'm talking about Trials in the Sky, the original ones.
I'm talking about all of them. All of the Trails games.
I'll say that the older ones were a little more difficult than boss level versus the newer versions. They're still.
I can agree with that, because you definitely have a less. The newer ones have more abilities than the older ones.
Link attack. Take it. Before it was just all right.
I was playing Trails in the Sky. I was starting it on PC. I just got past the prologue, and I feel like even the end random enemies you run into are killing me. That could just be me, but
I never had a problem with
that game. It's a lot of strategy that got going into that one.
I never had a problem with a Legend of Heroes game. I may have died once, and that was about it. And I may have restarted only because I wanted to kill a boss before the fight ended in a couple of turns. I think what's really easy about the Legend of Heroes games is that you can really customize it to just break the game almost. I knew I just spammed Reen's like impede abilities or something like that, and the bosses never got a chance to go. I was like,
oh yeah, and Chrono Burst.
Yeah.
I do swear I rarely summon, what's his name without spoiling. I rarely do that or use the unification thing. Like I just feel like that's way too easy.
If you're playing on hard on your first playthrough, then you're gonna have to need to use all of those things. But if you're playing on normal on your first playthrough, you were really never forced to use it. Like unless you're fighting like McBurn or something, then you're gonna have to pull out all the stops. But like,
of course,
if not all of the enemies other than him, you should be fine if you're not playing on hard. I challenge each and every one of you when you hop into Trails of Cold Steel 3 to start on hard and see if that's still the case.
I normally do, and I normally do start on hard because I'm a really big fan of those.
There you go.
So
it should be easy for you then.
Well, it won't be. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm gonna start on hard, but it's not gonna be easy.
I would think everyone here will be like experienced enough by this point in the series to be confident enough to start on hard. No. Is anyone still not confident that they couldn't play Trails of Cold Steel on hard?
Played the game.
I've
never
confidence
played that
is never an issue for a JRPG golf.
Shadow, let's see this. Let's go.
There's Nocturne streams out there, Shadow.
What'd you say?
Shadow be giving himself challenges.
Wait, Shadow, you're playing Nocturne on hard?
Yeah, I gotta continue going back to it. I haven't played it for a while.
Yeah, I see why. Did you purposely start on hard?
Yeah, I did because I got baited into starting on hard by somebody in here who will remain nameless. Wow.
I want to see if you were real or not.
I got my ass kicked by that Matador. What was his name? Oh my god, that was annoying. And then Dante, Nightmare. You remember Dante, right?
Oh yeah. It's like it was eroding your sanity.
I can pretty much picture it now. He was probably like really excited when he jumped off that cliff and he started killing you. He was like, I don't know if I like him this so much.
Yeah, I was saying fuck Dante by the end of that.
Oh my god, it's Dante. Man, fuck this game.
I guess you're not gonna buy DMC 5, huh?
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna get DMC 5. Definitely. But as soon as I beat like Kingdom Hearts and Tales of Vesperia, then
that's definitely a day one.
It's crazy, man. Kingdom Hearts 3 is really coming out in like 2 days.
Is everyone here starting on Proud Mode?
Let's just go into Kingdom Hearts then. Like you said, Kingdom Hearts releases in 1 day, 7 hours, 30 minutes, and 44 seconds from now, people. The game that we have been waiting for since 2002 or something like that. I know personally, I shunned off all Kingdom Hearts games until I saw a 3 at the end of the title. And ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. Some people are already playing it as it is right now. Yeah. They got early. I hate them for that. I probably could have got it early too, but I got too lazy and didn't feel like going to the city. But anyway, is everybody getting Kingdom Hearts 3 in here?
Hell no.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hell no. What the fuck? Where'd that come from? What?
You want to explain yourself?
Before we get into that, there's about 65 of you guys watching right now. Can I get a hit me the like button real quick? It kind of delved it off into the 70s a little bit, viewers. Whoa. It'd be nice if you guys could hit the like button. That'd be great. I'm just, we just here providing you guys with some JRPG talk and, just show a little appreciation. You can just hit the like button. That's all I'm saying.
Just smash that like button, please.
Yeah. All right. So, who said no so I can hit the eject button real quick?
That was me. I'll say it again. Nope.
Explain yourself, Bob. Explain yourself to the people.
I said a bit this last time. I used to be a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan, but as I gotten older and played the games, just kind of into me. Plus, I've already spoiled the entire story for 3 for myself, and I'm not missing much.
This man went searching for spoilers.
Did you feel that it's just too kiddie now or something like that for you? You're a lot older now. Like you don't want to be rolling around with Donald and Goofy. I mean, what's it gonna look like when your girlfriend comes in and says, "Why the fuck are you playing a game with Donald and Goofy?"
That was my mom the first
My
time.
girlfriend ain't stupid, so she wouldn't care. But the issue is that one, no Final Fantasy characters this time around. Two, the Kingdom Hearts story is just bad. And three, this is probably a controversial opinion, but in my honest opinion, the only good Kingdom Hearts game is 2.
Agreed.
Okay. All right. Burger, what you guys say about all this, man?
I mean, I have a lot of problems with Kingdom Hearts as a series because I'm gonna just tell you right here. Like, I told my wife that, and this was years ago, back when I still had hope, and we ended up getting married before this game came out. So I'm like really at the end of my rope, but I'm really happy that I'm glad it's coming out. I'm not like super anticipated for it. I'm not like super hyped, but I'm probably gonna get it and enjoy it. Like I saw it like I haven't seen any spoilers or anything like that. I seen like some people react to trailers and I didn't know what was going on. These people was crying. Oh my god, Riku! I was like, yo, it's crazy, but I'm just gonna enjoy the ride. I mean, as my wife come in, I mean, she likes she really likes the Disney aspects, so she like all that stuff. So she thinks it's cool. Like so.
Just make sure she walks in when you're playing Frozen.
Doors are locked now. Ever since she walked in on Sarah and Kagura, I'd take no chance. Never in my life have I had to try to explain myself so fast in such a short little period of time.
And afterwards, you just continue playing.
No, it's crazy because like the way how the game works is that like I was literally at the end, and then like if you do something big, the clothes rip off. So the clothes ripped off. She walked in, and then like the tentacle went down her throat, and I was like, now
bad luck.
That I don't play things like this.
You never see this happening with male characters. It's like it's not fair. It's not fair.
The only JRPG my wife likes me to play is probably Persona. She can get behind that one.
Yeah, that's a keeper right there. Then okay,
she can get behind that one.
Sir Lionheart, what do you think about Kingdom Hearts? Are you gonna do your usual and do a huge playthrough of it?
I actually will not be doing Kingdom Hearts 3 immediately.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I was really excited for it way back when, but because it took so long to come out, Kingdom Hearts 3, I got into like a whole bunch of other games, and I started playing these other series like Tales, SMT, Persona. I was like, wow, these games are just really good with storytelling, these characters, the gameplay is fun. And I was like, why was I so excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 when I have so many other games like that just hold me over and just get engrossed in? So I'm like, I'm gonna get Kingdom Hearts 3, but at the same time, it's like 1 and 2 I grew up with, but 3 I wasn't really super anticipating, I guess, because I had interest in other games. But I don't think Kingdom Hearts 3 will be a bad game, but I'm just not as hyped for it as other people. But I'm definitely gonna get it, definitely gonna play it eventually, probably when it goes on sale.
Oh man, not a day one. Okay, all right. A couple of people. Blake, what do you think about Kingdom Hearts?
Well, see, I first started playing. I played Kingdom Hearts for the very first time last year in about June. I got the collection on PS4, and then 1 was kind of a slow burn. I played it off and on, but as soon as I hit 2, I was heavy addicted. I was super into it. I loved everything about 2. Then I dove right into Birth by Sleep, and I dropped it faster than. I was not a fan of Birth by Sleep.
What?
At all. Something about it just didn't. I think it was the combat. I wasn't a fan of the combat going into it after playing so much of 2. But overall, I'll probably still play Kingdom Hearts 3. Just gonna wait for my friend to be done with her copy so I can borrow that.
Oh man, I would say that Birth by Sleep is one of my favorites.
Exactly, yeah, it's right next to 2 in my opinion.
I didn't give it enough of a try.
It's only because like the story was like so much easier to follow. Because I was confused. Like when I touched Dream Drop Disc, I was like, I'm lost. Like,
all right. Who are you to? Nightmare?
Well, I still don't have a PlayStation 4, but I'm going to do some financial magic, so I'm going to do this. But I'm not sure. But I'm not sure. I have not actually really played Kingdom Hearts. I don't have a connection. I'm not even sure where if I should do it, you know?
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I like Disney, I like Final Fantasy, but there is no Final Fantasy anymore, and you know, I can just rewatch Frozen if I want to. It's weird, you know. I have no connection here. I don't necessarily hate it. It's just there, and I'm here, and it's just like I can't build a bridge, man. I can't. I'm willing to go through with it, maybe, but I don't know. Also, I need to do other things with PlayStation 4 first, so maybe eventually. Potentially.
Fair enough. Souls?
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm probably gonna get it day one, if maybe day two. I don't know, but I can't say I'm as hyped as I was probably like a month ago. When like I think it was like some Aqua trailer came out. I feel like I don't know why, but my hype kind of dwindled down. Still pretty pumped to play it. I think my favorite ones was obviously 2, the best one, then Birth by Sleep, then Dream Drop Distance, all mostly for their gameplay. You definitely have to do some YouTubing to fully understand and grasp the story and the lore, and have people do some breakdowns on some of these things.
Okay.
But for the most part, I'm pretty pumped to play it. I love the music, love the gameplay. This gameplay kind of reminds me of Birth by Sleep, which I'm kind of mixed. I have mixed opinions about because you know that thing, that combo meter that builds up at the end of each combo, you transform or something in Birth by Sleep?
Yeah, the command styles.
Yeah. I think they have that in
Yeah,
3.
it's following. You played 0.2, right?
That's another thing. I gotta play 2.8. I haven't
okay.
played. That's the only one I haven't played.
Yeah, it plays like, as far as the mechanics behind it, it plays like 0.2.
Okay.
But you know, as far as like gameplay, it's more fast paced and smoother than 0.2, since you know this is a new cleaner up and it's bringing that flow motion.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I love that's like my favorite thing from Dream Drop is the flow motion. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm moderately hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll be picking it up.
All right. Riku?
Speaking of Dream Drop and flow motion, that's probably the only reason I'm hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3 is the fact that flow motion will be returning, and I know some people are like, flow motion makes the game broken and cheap.
Yeah,
it did, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a great addition and it wasn't fun.
Thank you.
It sure as fuck was. And as far as I'm hearing, it is significantly more balanced than Kingdom Hearts flow motion. You know, the main move that everyone used in flow motion, you bounce off the wall, grand slam, everybody's dead. I heard that move in particular got nerfed, where it doesn't do the little explosion smash afterwards. It just does the smash. So that's good to know. You won't be spamming it, but it's still there, so that's good. How styles worked in 0.2, I enjoyed it. I like to see how all of this comes together in Kingdom Hearts 3. What Bao said about there being absolutely no Final Fantasy characters nowhere within this game, man, that fucking hurts. Because
that's
low key, everybody knows that they was looking forward to that Sephiroth fight.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, Final Fantasy is integrated with Kingdom Hearts, but I guess not now anyway. In Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm gonna say this. All I'm gonna say is DLC. That's all I'm gonna say.
Here's the thing. So as far as I'm hearing, Tetsuya Nomura said he doesn't plan on doing any DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. And here's the thing. I kind of believe him when it comes to this, even though I don't want to, because it's a Square and we saw it with Final Fantasy 15 and all of those episodes and shit. So a part of me doesn't want to believe him, but the part of me that does want to believe him is because looking back at Kingdom Hearts' history, just like Dynasty Warriors, they were the one franchise that in Dynasty Warriors 9. They really didn't put any DLC, no big DLCs in Dynasty Warriors games. It was always the next Dynasty Warriors after Dynasty Warriors 4 is Dynasty Warriors 4 Extreme Legends, Dynasty Warriors 4 Empires. There's always an expanded version that you have to go out and buy and play when it came to Dynasty Wars. And the same thing came when it came to Kingdom Hearts, where it was Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, you know, Birth by Sleep Final Mix. So I would not be surprised if there is a Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix on PlayStation 5, and inside there it included the Final Fantasy characters that was not in the vanilla version. And that's how they're going to get you to buy the game again. I wouldn't be surprised.
After this,
You know that's a
I'm
sell.
done. I'm done with Kingdom Hearts. After this, I'm done. This is me closing a book on a long chapter. Like finally, this is, and I'm never gonna touch it again. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So
I'm
I mean, part of me should be waiting for that version, but I mean, I got caught up with the series. I know all of this shit about the whole union crap. I don't know where that's gonna go, but I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'll go in there and enjoy myself.
Okay.
I
All
was
right.
looking forward to seeing Lightning in Kingdom Hearts 3, but I guess not.
Yeah, me too. Really, I don't like Final Fantasy 13, but Lightning is pretty cool. So
I have a question
Not
for
even
you.
Noctis. Noctis got shafted too.
Yeah, it's sad.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like trailers these days ruin JRPGs, especially because they show so much?
Oh yeah. I don't.
Kingdom Hearts 3
Because
was
I feel like
perfect
a
example.
lot of the hype that I would have had was like ruined in the trailer. Because I'm like, okay, cool, they're gonna die. Then they're
That's
probably
what that's what everything in social media now.
That's what I'm
though,
saying.
'cause,
But like, it's not even the social media part. Like this, Square Enix, like they launched a trailer that showed this. I'm not talking about like people
yeah, I understand that.
like that, but
I would say it's a combination though. The social media
Yeah, social
definitely
media
are a part of that also. But yeah, it's definitely not video games, and I'm not saying that you're only saying it's just video games, but that happens in fucking any big entertainment thing that's coming out. Like look at anytime a big Marvel movie is about to come out, how many fucking trailers we get, man. I stopped watching trailers. Like I will watch one trailer and after that I'm done. I don't want to see anymore. If you sit there and watch all the trailers, you basically saw the entire movie or the entire game, which is basically happened with Kingdom Hearts. It's like, geez, I'm trying to sit down and think, what do I not know about Kingdom Hearts 3 right now? I guess the ending, that's it.
Actually, you saw a piece of the ending in one of those trailers.
I didn't see. Remember, like I said, I'm staying away from trailers, so I most likely did not see what you're referring to. But yeah, as far as that, I think that's the only thing I don't know about Kingdom Hearts 3 is how it ends.
I know as of
That's-
late,
I don't
Pokemon
know.
Company's been real bad with their trailers.
Yeah, I think Nintendo in general is not that great with it. I mean, we saw with Smash, nobody actually had kind of secret, you know? I remember when Melee came out and everybody was, whoa, this is in the game, this is in the game. My God, I didn't see this coming. And now it's like, yeah, we know every character ahead of time. It's like, yeah, that's kind of boring.
I'm a fan of the surprise factor. I feel like a lot of like if I didn't know something and I found, I'm like, whoa, man, I'm really glad I bought this. But
Yeah, you're definitely not going to get that in this day and age, just sadly.
Yeah.
especially if you're all over Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that, you don't stand a chance. For me, I don't even look at trailers that much nowadays. I may look at like the premiere trailer, the announcement trailer, something like that. Then maybe I'll look at one more trailer. But I'm telling you, by the announcement trailer, I'm pretty much set if I'm going to play the game or not. So I don't need to look at any media. I don't need to look at anything else. I've been playing games for years. If I don't know what I want by now, there's a problem. So, and that's the same case with me when it comes to reviews as well. I don't know why people need somebody to tell you if you're going to play a game or not, unless you just now been into gaming. Like if I see a game I want to play, I'm going to play. That's all there is to it. But you know, I'm pretty much a grown ass man at this point, so I can buy whatever the hell I want. But I guess if you're younger, you don't really have that luxury, I guess. So you really need to plan your money out and see if this game is truly worth it or the game's going to be for you. I guess that's the case. But trailer.
I mean, the whole game review thing is not really necessary that big anymore, you know? I remember the time when game reviews and magazines were pretty important because you didn't know what was coming next. You had only your Nintendo Power and stuff like that. You couldn't see this ahead of time. So you needed this as an advertisement for not only your game, but also as a kind of quality step. Nowadays, we can just go in, we can look at YouTube, we can look all of this, and it has kind of become obsolete because of that. Reviews nowadays are more about reading the text, seeing the interpretations, looking at themes, compiling information. It's not really about this whole kind of, is this a good game? Maybe.
I would say about 3 out of 10 of the times, reviews actually do help the regular person stay away from that game that they really should not be considering because it is actually a bad game and the reviews are right. And 2 most recent examples I can give is New Gundam Breaker and Fallout 76.
Yeah, I understand that.
To which and where those were 2 franchises before these games came out were good franchises. And if you didn't hear anything about it, you probably were going to pick up the next one. But since the reviews came out and they were terrible, that did help people stay away from the games, and rightfully so, because those games are trash.
I wish
And that's okay, but in my opinion, that's just
Like I said, only
bare,
3 times out of 10, so it's really no debating that.
That's the bare minimum of what I see as what a review does. Because also, and importantly, to do that, I've seen a lot of people talk about games that got trashed by reviews, but are actually pretty decent on their own right, just if you have the right mindset for it. So it's kind of weird,
I would say the problem is when a lot of people, when they use the word trash, they look at, let's say, Metacritic, for example, and they say, "Oh, this game is trash." They're looking at a Metacritic score that's like a 75 or a 74, which is like the highest to have like the little yellow icon or whatever, and people will call that trash. To which and where that's not necessarily trash. It just doesn't mean that the game is amazing, which is sad. Because like you said, Nightmare, a lot of games will get shafted because of that. Oh, it's not a perfect 10 out of 10. This game's trash.
And places like Metacritic are already a big problem because they're just averages of reviews. That doesn't even mean anything. If there is a really bad review, think about it.
I was trolling a couple days ago.
Yeah,
I was trolling a couple days ago on Twitter about Kingdom Hearts 3's Metacritic score. I was like, "What's wrong, Kingdom Hearts fans? It's not on Metacritic. Y'all been waiting years and years, and it's only an 89." Was a little trolling a little bit, but to be fair, it's technically, if you look at all the other Kingdom Hearts games, it's the highest rating Kingdom Hearts game right now. So good job, Kingdom Hearts 3, whatever you did. But it's just like, but people are out there like they're flipping out that it's not at least a 95 or higher, and it's like.
I think I went to IGN's comment section of the review, and everyone was pissed that it only got 8.7. I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
No, 8.7 is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's the problem with that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
so let me ask you guys a question. Out of all the fan bases out there, do you guys think Kingdom Hearts fans are the worst fans alive?
The worst.
I wouldn't say so.
They're pretty.
I don't think so. I've seen far worse places to be. I think it's the fact that especially younger and older fans mix a lot there, and that comes to conflict a lot because there are these younger fans who just saw this. Why did you turn me down?
I was testing to see because I think you were a little bit loud on my end. That's why.
Oh, okay.
See, I have a
Maybe I should
personal
just get
history
closer.
with the Kingdom Hearts fan base and why I have a dislike for it. So not even doing with me, anytime anyone criticizes the story of Kingdom Hearts, you just get a flood of people calling them stupid. They don't understand the story.
Exactly what you did.
I remember I did a live reaction to one of the trailers years ago, and that was the worst comment section I've ever gotten because I said, I want to play Kingdom Hearts 3 for the gameplay, but I have no interest in the story because I don't think it's good. And every single comment was someone either saying, "Oh, you're stupid. It's not a bad story. It's because you don't understand it.
Go kill yourself."
Yeah.
Like you need to apologize to your fans.
I understand the story. I understand the story of Kingdom Hearts fully, but I don't think it's a good one. It has signs of good, but it's not the greatest thing ever. I can criticize something even if it's perceived to be good. There's some genuinely concerns.
Yeah, there's a difference between having a good story and having a story that has good moments. Kingdom Hearts has good moments. Like when you were fighting Xemnas at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 with Sora and Riku, that's a good moment. That's a good moment. Everybody remembers that fight. You remember him and Riku, dodging all types of lasers. Yeah. Great moment, memorable. But that doesn't necessarily mean the overall story of that particular game was good. I mean, good and bad when it comes to stories.
And I think there's also this other thing that I think a lot of people have a personal connection to this thing, and they say, "Oh, this affected me very much in a time that I was in need of something like that, or it touched me in a specific way." And I think that is a valid point to make. If that is what really is what you need, then I'm not going to tell you, "Yeah, it's trash," because you had an emotion. I say it's just it doesn't resonate in the same way to me than it did to you. And that's kind of what I think is more important. If you have a connection to something, a genuine connection, and feel that it speaks out of your soul, then I think it is the right thing for you. I don't think that your opinion is bad about it. It's just that I don't have the same kind of connection or recollection. I'm not you. I don't have. I'm not you. I don't have your experiences. I cannot speak for you.
They'd be like, "Fuck you! You should have liked this the way it did. This made me wet my pants. I should have wet your pants as well." Or some
Remember
shit.
the meltdown people had when Angry Joe said he wanted to review Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing any of the other games?
Yeah, I remember that.
I think one of the top comments on IGN was like, "This game is made for the fans of the series, not for any noobs who are just coming in the series and all this stuff. Like, so you won't get it."
Okay. Alrighty. So one last Kingdom Hearts related question, then we're gonna move on. If there is a Kingdom Hearts 4, which I don't know if I even want, but would you want Tetsuya Nomura back in the helm?
Please
leading the
no.
game?
Please no. I will never understand why people like Nomura. The dude cannot write a story. He cannot keep a schedule.
Yep.
He's not a freaking good director.
I keep on saying this time and time again. I'm only a recent Kingdom Hearts fan, but I'm also knowledgeable on Bleach, and I see a lot of similarities between Tetsuya Nomura and Tite Kubo. Man, I'm seeing a lot of similarities. They're both from a story writing standpoint is kind of bottom tier, but they really know how to draw.
I mean, that's not wrong.
That's not wrong.
And the worst part is, I'm actually kind of satisfied with Bleach. That's the worst part about it. I'm satisfied with what it is.
Low minority of people that are satisfied with Bleach.
I think it's fulfilled what it wanted. I think it fulfilled what it wanted to do. And okay, that's what I thought it was. I'm not against it. If you think it was trash, fair.
Okay.
It's not that it has its weakness and it has its strengths, but in the end, it came to a conclusion.
A rush.
I wouldn't say rushed. Again, Bleach has its problems, but Kubo also had his health problems at the end. So there was a reason he couldn't really push it further. And
I know you understand the reason, but it was still rushed.
Yeah, that's true.
Here's a question about Rush. Do you think, yes or no? Do you think Tetsuya Nomura wanted to put Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts 3?
I don't know.
I would assume yes.
No idea.
I don't see why not. Why wouldn't
do you think he couldn't put them in there because of time restrictions?
No, they should have been within the game. That doesn't make any sense. It's like you make Hollow Bastion, you make sure Yuffie and Squirrel or whatever his name, Leon, is in it as well because they're always there. You make the Coliseum, you make sure Sephiroth is somewhere there. Wow, it doesn't make any sense to me.
So you feel he deliberately left them out and he has no regrets on that?
I wouldn't say that.
Like you said, if there's a final mix, man.
Yeah. You think that's probably what he's doing? Yeah, I saved them for the final mix, boys. That's the real plan.
I honestly think this is still going to be DLC, like some type of Coliseum DLC that's going to put them in it.
I think it's going to be costumes. That's what I think. Just think you're going to get a
I don't know. Maybe he just thinks that he needs his own characters for the purpose of this and just wants to leave a clutch of Final Fantasy characters at the door and see how it works. I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't see his visions.
Disney characters.
Yeah, the whole point in the beginning that was all crossed. It was like
that was the main reason, was the fact that this was a crossover celebration.
Yeah, but think about it. But how many of the Final Fantasy characters or the Disney characters really matter in the end so much for the Kingdom Hearts story?
That's
just
true.
It doesn't matter,
but it's still the point of the thing. That's where the series is advertised.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they mattered or not. It was the fact that it's the reason this crossover exists.
Like one of my favorite moments.
It's like having a Marvel versus Capcom and the entire roster is Marvel characters.
Like one of my favorite moments in 2 was just Squall and Leon teaming up for like 5 seconds. It was only 5 seconds, but it was still awesome to see.
That sent goosebumps up my spine. This is awesome.
But again, I'm not Nomura. I don't know Nomura. Maybe he has an idea about this. Again, he's the artist. You can ask him, hey dude, why did you do this? And maybe he brings up a good reason for it, or it's
Well, we
not really.
can't ask him, so we have to.
I'm sure once it's out and everybody knows like everything about Kingdom Hearts 3 and it's talked about like all the other ones, it's a game of the past now. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of interview that's going to come out and someone's going to ask, okay, so where's the Final Fantasy characters to Sir Nomura? Explain it in this interview, and then it's going to hit the internet and he's going to come out and tell us something.
Okay.
I think it's just a matter of time.
We will see. We see.
He cannot. For a fact he cannot dodge that question once it becomes a public thing.
I don't think he needs to, but it's a story that he needs to tell.
And then we'll be back in this podcast wondering if his answer was bullshit or not.
That's the problem with his whole creation process. You can say whatever you want. Nobody will really find out if you actually really planned something from the beginning or just made it up along the way. And the question is, does it really mean anything if the outcome is satisfying?
Some people want to know. Some people want explanations, even if.
Hey, I want to know, but I would not say that I die without happiness if I never know. It's.
I just realized they could even added characters outside of Final Fantasy, like they did in Dream Drop Distance. Didn't they add
Neku?
I mean, I'm gonna say that one of the biggest reasons I fell in love with Kingdom Hearts was because it had Final Fantasy characters. So that was a big thing for me at the time.
Because ain't no boys playing nothing with Disney.
That was one of my reasons for going through Final Fantasy 1 through 7. I was trying to get a good Final Fantasy knowledge before hopping into Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, I mean, now there is no Final Fantasy characters. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna stop playing Final Fantasy games, but it did it's kind of like a slap in my face. It's like, damn.
Yeah, I didn't even know that until just now, so I'm like really sad about it. I'm like, oh, damn. Now,
all I know is there better be a damn good explanation for this within the game. Within the game's world, there better be a explanation why these
bro. They're gonna pretend like the Final Fantasy characters never existed.
Yo, if that happens, man.
You're not gonna hear one mention of where it's Cloud, and you're not gonna hear nothing.
I mean, we will see about this. Maybe there is an actual explanation. I mean, probably a bullshit one, but it's like
they all got Norded. Sephiroth is one of the darkness, one of the 13 organization members. Sephiroth is Norded, guys.
All those guys in hoods are the Final Fantasy characters, you're saying?
That really should have been a thing. Sephiroth really should have been Norded. That'd have been cool.
All right. So let's segue out of Kingdom Hearts here real quick. So we got a big announcement a couple weeks ago or just a week ago? I think it was just a week ago. That the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel Tree has finally been announced.
Yeah, not tree.
Trials of Cold Steel. A legacy of heroes. Jesus.
That's coming out, and this should have been a time of celebration. Everybody should have been happy. Everybody should have been, opening up the champagne and whatnot. Getting all the girls and start having one big orgy and stuff like that. But something happened, and it was announced that NIS America.
NIS.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
NIS got control over the localization, and this threw a shitstorm, the likes of which many of you have probably never seen before. So, is NIS America a bad company to be taking control of the Cold Steel games? Let me hear from Lionheart first.
Oh man, localization wise. I'm actually concerned because East 8 Lacrimosa of Dana was, Nice, America, and that the translation for that game was terrible.
It was
garbage. All right. It was straight garbage. There were so many text errors. There was I feel like they just used Google Translate and just copy paste. Like they didn't even try. All right. And it was just so embarrassing. I was laughing through the entire plot of this game. I was enjoying the game because the gameplay was fun, but it's just, how could they get away with that? How do they think how do they go through, quality assurance and be like, yo, that's fine. That's good. That's good. That was just a headache. That was just pathetic to me. So I haven't played the Trail games, but I'm getting into them once the the ports come out, I guess, for the PS4. But I was waiting for 3 to be announced and then waiting for the ports. So it's kind of for 3 to be under in this America. I'm kind of like, oh shit. I'm a little bit worried. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Blake, you got anything to say about this or?
Other than I just got Trails of Cold Steel 1 on my PC and I haven't started it yet. I'm going to be starting that sometime next month.
Oh man,
I've heard nothing but good things about the series, so I'm kind of hesitant to start it because I'm like, if I love it that much and I want Trails of Cold Steel 3 like the rest of you guys, I'm going to be in the same boat, and I kind of want to wait till it comes out to start it.
All right, fair enough. Ba, what do you think?
I just want to start by saying they have confirmed people that worked on the first 2 are helping NIS make this, so don't be too worried just yet. But in honestly, my opinion, I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Okay.
Because like they've had 1 or 2 like screw ups, but it's not like every game they've ever published is bad. So
That's true.
I'm holding the faith for now.
All right, Burger, what you think?
I have no faith. So
Yeah, he's honest.
Jesus.
Yeah, look, man. After playing, do you not know how much text is in that game? And this is supposed to be the most text heavy out of everyone. No. All right. If I hear any news like, "Hey, so we're bringing out the game, but we decide to leave it in, Japanese," I'm flipping something. I'm flipping something.
All right, Souls.
I mean, in retrospect, yeah, we should be worried based off their last port, but since they said they're bringing over people from the original team, the XC team, I'm gonna stay optimistic with it. I'm gonna just leave it in their hands and hopefully everything turns out well. I just hope that in this game, like, we don't have to wait for another port for it to be fully voiced. Like, I don't want no missing voices, voice lines or anything.
If they bring their own team of voice actors, I'm gonna be
Ooh, that's gonna be bad.
Did anyone see their tweet? How they called it Legacy of Heroes?
Oh man.
Instead of Legend.
So wait a minute, time out. What happened with that was did NIS tweet that out?
It was a part of it was a live stream at PAX that they had this this bullet point presentation of what was going to be what they were doing for Trails of Cold Steel 3. And inside that on that presentation slideshow, it said the Legacy of Heroes. So that was their that was their team that wrote that presentation and presented it to the audience.
So they were serious about that. That wasn't even a joke. They just straight up messed up.
They just straight up messed up.
They don't care, guys.
And then before that presentation, a day before when it actually got announced on their Twitter, someone on their American Twitter account tweeted Trials of Cold Steel instead of Trails of Cold Steel. So I just been making the joke, the Legacy of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel tree. I'm like, I swear to God.
I have no trust in these people. Souls, you might not want to just leave it in their hands. I let my brother cook at my wedding. Biggest mistake I've ever made.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest mistake. Sometimes you just gotta know and be like, no, this is not for you.
All right.
It is funny.
Nice.
I'm gonna say is they took that tweet down. They removed that.
Oh, they
tweet.
did do it. Oh, okay. Cool.
So yeah, they went ahead and fixed it, kind of like what they did with EZ8, but I mean, at least they were aware of it. They didn't keep it. Well, we made a mistake. This is what it is. I mean, shit.
I'm pretty sure somebody screenshot it.
Oh yeah, probably.
Did. Oh yeah, we did. We all got it.
Nightmare, what do you think?
Well, oh my God, it was so scandalous. My monocle fell into my champagne glass.
Oh,
But no, actually, I think it's fine. I haven't seen the result. You cannot judge a product that doesn't exist yet.
But you can go by their previous history and make a pretty good educated guess on how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, but think about it like this: the last time they got a real big storm, and they are also brewing up a storm right now in the community. So, do you really think that now that all eyes are turned on them, that they are going to fuck up on purpose? They're going to bring the A game now that the jig is up, man. Okay. I don't see it like this. Also, this is contract work. This happens, if you push something out. And I don't think they're going to push this out because, come on, already the marketing is focused on the fact how many words are in the script. Do you really think when they focusing even the marketing on this that they are going to fuck this up? They know their weaknesses now. They're now going to work especially hard to fix this. I am assured.
Okay, that's good.
You know?
I kind of did that way too. I don't think NIS America is that bad. Sure, Yeast 8 was pretty terrible, but there are other games in the past I didn't have a problem with personally. I know they out there. I know they exist. I acknowledge their existence, but me, I've been fine with all the Disgaea games I played. I really ain't got nothing to say about them when it comes to localization.
My only thing is that it's just when they get their hands on like other titles that already like build like this guy has always been in the
yeah, that's true.
So you know, I mean, they've always worked on that. You know, now it's just the fact that okay, they're giving us. That's like telling us, okay, look, guys. So we already know that Bandai Namco makes all these tail games, but guess what? Atlas says they're going to take over. You're going to be like, okay, and I love Atlas to death, but it's just a okay.
Okay, all right.
But better question: what are we doing about it? I mean, this is one.
You got people out there bitching. Yeah.
Yes, I know, but this is the question. So
I'm starting a petition. I don't know what you guys.
Oh yeah, great petitions.
Do they actually work?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go to bed knowing I tried. I tried.
Actually, here's a funny fact. Petitions are not particularly useful in the United States, but in Great Britain they are useful because if you actually give them to officials and target them at the right people, they actually have to make government inquiries about this and stuff like that. So if you get like, I think it's around 50,000 signages, they actually have to take a look at this. So that's something. But for Americans, nah, that shit just got ignored mostly. So yeah, but fact is, I don't even know what we should do. You know, what is the attitude that we should have? You know, oh no, they have done shitty things. Now what can I do? Just being doom and gloom and talking the game down until it releases, and then what? I damaged the reputation of a company. What a chap.
Okay.
You know, that's my question that I have. What's the point? Why am I bitching? You know, I could collect all of the information and put together a effective video how to improve it, or just, you know, other things, but I don't really see a point in being all fatalistic and then this is the end of the universe. That's just too dramatic for me.
A lot of people don't have those capabilities to do stuff, so they just go on Twitter, go on message boards and stuff like that, and just start complaining. And yeah, well, if you got enough backlash behind it, you could get them to, like you said before, pay attention more and actually make sure it's actually a good localization. So
yeah, but then tell it in a positive manner. We're like, we're concerned about
it, dude. This is the internet. Are you crazy?
I know. For once, I would like to have sanity return back to the digital age.
At the same time, though, I'm happy that we're at least getting the game.
Exactly. We need to be happy. We need to be glad about this. The real question is, when are we going to get Cold Steel 4?
Oh, man.
Because it took how many years to get this one? Like 2 years almost? I don't know.
4?
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 games? I thought it was only 3.
It's 4 games, bro.
They already released the 4th game.
I got the 4th game last year, September.
So, and it's crazy when I talk to people about it because I'll be telling people like, yo, it's like, you know, because I got into trials like when I was on my drought from my bad. Anyway, I got into the series back when I was still waiting for Persona 5, and then people are like now like, how come you just played it? Like, I don't understand. Didn't it just come out? I'm like, nah, it's been out for a minute. Like the series it's a lot of games in this series, like Traveling Sky, then they have like a fighting game. Yeah, like there's a lot of lore, and I would like strongly advise people to try to play the the original ones as well, because if you do, you get like a huge satisfaction because you get to see some of these characters from the original games. Like I believe like Oliver, he was in the original game. He was one of one of your party mates in the original game, and you get to see like these characters interact with each other like all these years later and things like that. So,
and 3 is going to do even more of that.
All right.
Just one cataclysmic event after another, please. Okay, not all at once.
So for you Trails fans, quick question: is it worth playing Trails in the Sky before or after?
I would say play
it would be harder for you to get into Sky, honestly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
I would say it's a harder.
I'm saying that as someone that knows Blake.
No,
I would say it's a harder entry point to consume going in, but honestly, in my opinion, it's the better entry point. But it's the harder entry point also.
Yeah, it's a lot of lore. It's a lot of story. Those are my favorite.
But let me get a little thoughts in about this Trails of Cold Steel 3, all this crap. Firstly, a couple podcasts ago, when we didn't know anything about Trails of Cold Steel 3, and I think Shadow asked me, when do I think Trails of Cold Steel 3 is going to get announced and all that stuff? And I remember saying that we are definitely going to hear something at least before September of 2019. If we don't hear anything by then, then it will be time to be panicking, which we did. We heard it, and that's good. You just asked when we'll be seeing Trails of Cold Steel 4. And my answer to that is, I would say it's definitely going to be. I think it's going to be less than a year and a half before the announcement of that. Because what Cold Steel 1 and 2, they're paired together. First and second chapter are paired together. Cold Steel 3 and 4 are paired together. So I really don't think we're going to be waiting super long for Cold Steel 4. NIS America, they seem to be really invested in making sure that they can grasp the fan base that Trails has built up to this point. So as far as the quality insurance that I think that they're going to bring to us, I definitely feel that they're going to bring it at a way higher quality than they did with Ys 8. I think Ys 8 for them was their rude awakening. I definitely think behind the scenes that, there was a lot of like shouting that was going on, either between and the people that actually did the translation, and also between their relationship between Nihon Falcom and themselves also. I definitely think a lot of stuff happened in the background. And as far as Cold Steel 3, man, I can almost guarantee that Nihon Falcom was looking at him like, don't you motherfuckers fuck this up. This is your last chance right here. So definitely think they want to make this something that they can make a good impression on. And on top of the fact that also in that little presentation interview that they were talking about the Trails series overall, they did mention the fact that they were interested to some degree in translating the crossbow games, Trails of Zero and Trails of Azure, which is good because as far as you remember, Exceed had, they had no interest whatsoever. So at least they get Trails of Cold Steel right, and they, and it does make money, then they'll see that, this is a profitable franchise that we should definitely do more games within this franchise. And other than Cold Steel 4, which they could be working on, they could also be giving us those crossbow games, whether it's on Steam or bringing those Evolution games and throwing it on PS4 and Switch would be good also.
If anyone cares about spoilers, do not look up Trails of Cold Steel 4.
Do not.
The character designs themselves are massive spoilers.
Yeah, the opening alone, which it is fucking lit, and I've listened to it at least 100,000 times, is extremely spoiler heavy.
I was like, I finished Cold Steel 2, and I was like, oh snap, this happened, and I'm like, I look at the Cold Steel 4, like the character design, it's like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
The Cold Steel 3 opening. The Cold Steel 3 opening spoils Cold Steel 3 within itself. Like the big reveal at the end of Cold Steel 2 is like, oh my god. And then Cold Steel 3 opening's like, yeah. So about that. Motherfucker. Oh well.
All right. A lot of opinions there on NIS and Trails of. I mean,
I have faith in NIS, by the way. I have faith. I think they're gonna do a great job this time.
That's a great mindset to have, man. But just to be safe, sign this petition.
All right.
petition. All I'm gonna say about petitions is it's better to vote with your wallet. If you really want them to hurt, vote with your wallet. That's the best way to do it.
I mean, yeah, I think in a capitalist society, it's better to do that than just sitting around and just bitching because
Yeah,
and that's not really helping.
Okay. All right. So let's move on from Cold Steel real quick. Let's go to Tales of Vesperia. Recently came out after 10 years. I believe since 2008. Yeah, it's been 10 years. It's finally come out. Anybody playing it right now?
Yeah, I've been playing.
I am.
Yep,
For sure.
definitely am.
For everybody that's playing it, do you think that it's a huge step down from going from Vesperia back to this style of game?
No, step up to my opinion.
No, I say no because I feel like Berseria, Zesteria, their gameplay styles were just they simplified, very simplified. It was just definitely they tried doing so much with the mechanics in Zesteria that they had overlapping mechanics. Like they had what's that? Iron Guard, and then they had like the rock, paper, scissors where martial arts beat seraphic arts beat arcane arts or whatever. And then like later in the game, it's like not even that far. Bosses get Iron Guard. So it's like even if you try to like beat certain like arts with certain arts, it's just, oh, guess what? I got super armor. It doesn't matter. So that was like the biggest problem. And then camera. There's like so many issues I can list right now. I could go on and on, but I personally feel like Vesperia was like the pinnacle. Because like, yeah, at the beginning of Vesperia, gameplay mechanics are very like not open. You got to unlock all the skills via weapon skills and all that. But once you get all those skills, the gameplay, the mechanics are just so deep. There's just so much stuff there for you to discover that the game doesn't even tell you. So like powering up arts in Vesperia like adds properties. You get all this cool stuff. So I feel like Vesperia to me was like one of the best gameplays for the Tales series.
Okay. Bob, what you think?
Okay.
A big thing for me I noticed going back to Vesperia is just how good the skill system was. Because I feel like they made it way too convoluted in Zesteria and Berseria. And also the fact that skills can pretty much change how entire character plays. Like Judith, when you first get her, she's okay, but she's not amazing. But when you start getting skills for her, she can pull off like 20 hit combos midair, and it's so fun.
Okay.
And also the way they added Flynn and Patty to the story is pretty seamless, and pretty impressed with that.
All right. Burger, you got anything to say on this one? Or
I mean, I had I bought Vesperia on the PS3 when it had came out, so I'm pretty much experienced the same thing over again. But just to step in, just to play it again, I'm having we discussed it on my podcast. Like like little things they add, like the usage of skills. You know what I mean? If you use a move over a certain amount of times, the skill will get faster. If you use Rita's fireball a certain number of times, she'll get like an extra, like another fireball will come out. Like little details like that, like makes you want to like try everything out, like everything. So I'm enjoying it, having a great time. I don't like the fact that like I have a friend that bought it too. He got like downloaded the DLC. He's like, "Yo, guess what? Like I'm already on level 40 and I just started." I was like, "What? What?
why is he bragging about that?
I was like, "What happened?" He was like, "Yeah, so like you can download the DLC and like they just give you everything." And I was like, "What the fuck is that about?"
For free.
For free. Yeah, so that kind of pissed me off because I got people over here being like, "Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This game is like super easy."
Oh,
like even the little things, like man, they give you all the it's like
there's still more
even
costumes to unlock, which is kind of
I know, but like they give like a lot of those costumes, like that they just give you, is like is that you can unlock through side quests.
You do the side quests, and it's just so much more rewarding to earn it yourself, I guess. To me, at least.
Like people want to play through it throughout the story because you can see the costumes while they're in the cutscenes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's personally adds to the fun factor for me. I like that.
Same here.
Right.
I did notice something though. I'm gonna have to play the PS3 version, but I could have swore that when you put on different costumes, the music was supposed to change. I don't know if they.
I don't think that was
happened.
I don't think that was in Vesperia.
That started in Exilia. So.
Yeah.
No, Graces. If you
Graces did it.
Nah, that's what I thought too. Nah, I wasn't sure.
Test it out.
Okay. So question for the Tales of Faithful. When are we gonna get a new mainline Mothership Tales of title? Is it gonna be announced this year? Like,
haven't they confirmed they're working on
Yeah,
that?
they're working on it. They're
thought
working on
they
it.
were
But
working
they
on
ain't
the
show
mobile game.
anything.
I say the
ain't
more
show
time they
anything.
take, the better. Then.
Yeah, for sure.
you
It's
guys think they're
after-
gonna go to the Tales of Vesperia cell shaded style, or they're gonna keep the
I
Vesperia?
hope so.
Oh, I really hope so because
I'm tired of the Xillia as a stereo look.
Yeah, the model is just
Like it was nice back in Xillia, but now you're doing too much.
Right.
Either that or do
hoping they
something
go there.
completely different.
I just hope they update the floor textures. I'm tired of these
The
old style
textures,
things.
Oh my god.
They look horrible at this point. It's like, wow, I have seen better things in pre PlayStation 2 era. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which gameplay style do you hope they go with?
I really hope they don't go back to Bizarria, Zesteria.
I'm okay if it's like Graces. Graces was fun.
Yeah. Graces was really good. I thought it was the best of that type of gameplay.
That's actually my favorite battle system ever. So
like, that was lit. That Graces F was lit because you could just do a lot of stuff. Like you didn't have to worry about TP for one thing. That was cool.
Man.
And then like once you got into the game, you can link Mystic Arts, come out of the Mystic Art, keep doing combos, go into another Mystic Art, come out of that, and just do another SL burst. It's like that was like probably one of the best Tales games for combats. And I said that about Vesperia, but top 5, easily top 5, Graces F and Vesperia, then Abyss, Xillia 2, and then Hearts R. That's my top 5 for
Hearts R.
Really?
Hearts R.
Let's
chase.
go.
Chase.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh my!
No hearts.
See, I would add
slander in
Destiny
these
directed
chat
cut in there,
rooms.
but I understand that's not localized.
Oh my god.
The hearts are
No hearts
AI
are
in that game
slander.
was
Okay,
legit.
Hearts R had fun gameplay.
The AI.
It was
gotta
sloppy,
give
but
it
it was fun.
gameplay.
It was
That's
sloppy.
all we are defending, Shadow.
I don't know.
That's all we're defending is the
Hearts
gameplay.
R or Dawn New World. I don't know which one was worse. I'm just saying. Everywhere Hearts R.
No hearts are
Alright,
slander.
Gameplay is legit, dude. Legit.
Oh, God.
Like
That's all we're
customize
defending
Gambit.
is the gameplay. We're not defending its characters. We're not defending the story. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
Especially
all
not
we're
that
saying.
translation.
Gameplay was so bomb. It was so good.
You guys, these are terrible people here. Anybody who says they like Hearts R, they're terrible. All right. All right.
Jeez.
And you wonder why I want to stay out of this fandom.
I'm just messing for the most part, kind of.
I know.
All right, so I think we're good with the Tales of talk. We know Hearts R is trash. Tales of the best Tales of game. We know it's not. We gotta move on.
I still can't comprehend it. For Tales of Hearts R is in your top 5 of all the games in the world. You choose the Hearts R.
Top 5 gameplay system, dude.
You know what? I'm
Core media? You like Core?
I just had a flashback.
What you mean, Sheen? Like,
one of my closest friends.
You know what I mean?
Is done the world, so I'm like, you know what? You're right. You can have that.
Oh my god! All right, I'm a little bit disappointed in some of you guys. All right, well, we're gonna move on here. So a couple of weeks back, people were really happy that Persona 5 came back in some way, shape, or form. It's called Persona 5 R. Now, technically, we don't know what this is.
I'm telling you right now, it's Persona 5 Racing.
It's not. It's
let's go.
It's the Tales of Hearts R of Persona, baby. Let's go.
It's Persona 5
right on that motorcycle. I'm trying to get that Johanna.
Will be
Trying to race.
So you guys think it's going to be a enhanced version of Persona, or is it just going to be like a couple of games under the name Persona 5R?
With the way they hype this up, probably an enhanced version.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense to make another dancing game at this point, I guess.
Okay.
I just don't understand enhanced version on the same console. Shouldn't you save like an enhancement for like a newer system? Like,
I mean,
didn't stop them before.
Well, maybe there's a lot of stuff they have to cut in development.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we did get FES.
Yeah, on the same one. Yeah,
but the only reason we got FES was because the story left off on like a super cliffhanger, and like people were like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like, I want to know. So, like, that's really why I feel like we got FES. I honestly, personally think that it's gonna be like the Persona 4 Arena version. It's called like Persona 5 Rumble, something like that. It's gonna be a 2D fighter because I know they're working on it, and I know that Blaze Blue Cross Tag he one of the guys said that he wanted to put in Joker as a DLC character, but I'm going. It's either going to be Persona 5 Arena or it's Persona 5 Racing. I'm telling
Racing.
you, I'm guarantee it's going to be Persona 5 Racing. It's going to be like, we got to stop the shadows. All right, gear up.
You're gonna have the fastest whip.
You say that, but after a dancing game, I wouldn't put it past them.
That's what I'm telling you. It's the only
No,
that or like Animal Crossing.
Here's the thing. Think about it. You remember when Persona 5 was in production, they said at one point in production, early in the production, that they were considering making the games an action RPG game, kind of similar to how the Tales of games played. But then they scrapped it and went back to traditional turn-based RPG gameplay style. So that's another thing you have to take into consideration. What if they are trying to make another spin-off type, kind of like the Persona 4 Arenas, the dancings, and then they have this action RPG style of Persona that they considered in the past.
Action SMT before with Raito Kuzunoa.
Yeah, you did, but you haven't had Persona.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much the same thing, but there are people that will say, "Oh yeah, I fucks with Persona. What about Shin Megami Tensei?" I don't know. So there's obviously some sort of like disconnect between people being interested in the two, even though they're under the same umbrella.
Shin Megami Tensei in the Persona logos anymore?
I don't think so.
No, they don't. No. Persona 5 did not have Shin Megami Tensei on the.
When I tell people it's called Shin Megami Tensei 5, Shin Megami Tensei Persona 5, they're like, no, there's no way.
No, they have their own team now. They're on Persona now.
The last one to do that was Persona 4 on the PS2. Not even the Vita version of Persona 4 had Shin Megami Tensei in its title.
I'm pretty sure it did, didn't it?
No, it didn't.
It didn't?
Nope.
No, it didn't.
That's Persona 4 Golden was like, I think
that was his full name. Yeah.
The
PS2 version of it was called Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4.
Because like you got to remember that Persona 3 and Persona 4 they was all made by the Shin Megami Tensei company, but now they have their own like company that focused on making like the Persona style games and stuff like that. Like,
nah, Persona 4 had Shin Megami Tensei on it.
Persona 4, but not Persona.
Yeah, Persona 4 of
Golden.
Oh,
Persona 4
Golden.
Golden. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like Persona 4 Dancing All Night was just that. It wasn't Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird. All right. I'll give it to them. All right. One more Persona related question. Do you guys ever think that they're going to remake Persona 1 and 2 in the style of maybe, I don't know, Golden or Persona 5? You think it's just damned to be forgotten?
A remake, yes, but in the vein of the newer games, no. They would have to add way too much and change the game up for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep in mind, we've already had remakes of them, technically.
Technically, yeah. They're still bad.
They're not bad.
All right, they're boring as shit to me. I'm sorry.
I enjoyed them.
The encounter rates just kill me.
The encounter rates
ridiculous.
Nonetheless, about there are games out there. We all know it that had multiple remakes, like Final Fantasy 1 or something like that. Where like I think Ys 4 had like 3 different versions of it or something like that. But
have you guys not played Persona 1 and 2 yet? Or
I never played the original. I played both versions of 2. Never beat them. I played them.
I beat one made me like want to give up on life. I was like, because I really tried because I'm such a fan, and then like the other part of me is like, put this garbage.
I think for Persona 1 and 2, they just need to don't remake them, just reboot them. Kind of like what they did with this Broly movie for Dragon Ball, where it's not a remake of the Dragon Ball movie, the Broly movie. It's it's a reboot of it. They definitely went in there changing a whole bunch of stuff, and they came out with a better product at the end of the day. I think they can do that with Persona 1 and 2, but just don't make a 1-to-1 remake because obviously, it's not. A lot of people don't like
the story to those games not bad because I didn't really get into
the story and characters are still good. The problem is encounter rate, dungeons kind of suck. And honestly, the gameplay is just spamming combo spells.
Yeah, see? You could just add some of that Persona 5 flair to it. Baton pass and shit. I don't know.
All right. So getting on to these last topics here. Is there any JRPG that you guys are looking forward to playing in 2019, or have they come out already?
Fire Emblem Three Houses, Super Robot Wars T.
Super Robot Wars.
There's like one more, but I can't remember what it is. Hopefully,
Ghost
Shin Megami
Delivery?
Tensei 5, but that ain't happening.
If it ain't,
Blake ain't around. All right, Lionheart.
I can't really think of any other game. Like TLV was like the biggest one for me because I've always wanted to play the remastered or the PS3 version. So that's what I was looking forward to. But I guess Kingdom Hearts 3, whenever I get around to it, I'll be looking for that. It's just I'm not gonna play it immediately. Probably around May when Golden Week happens, they'll have that sale. Yeah.
Okay.
Burger phones for cheap. This year,
Yeah.
I'm a not really. Trials, I guess. Trails.
Rising.
you call it trials one more time, buddy.
Trials.
and you're going to be on trial. You hear me?
Nah, I mean the games I'm looking forward to are like I'm looking to get my wife and stuff, so like I'm looking towards like Phoenix Wright and stuff, so I can get her to play stuff like that. But what's that game that they had announced? Was it Grand Blue Fantasy?
Oh yeah, Grand
Oh,
Blue.
yeah, that looks pretty slick.
That looks crazy.
That I'm looking for. That looks like something that'll be really good. And I mean, obviously, whatever this Persona turns out to be in March, like I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But nothing really that I'm like I gotta play it. Like,
Okay.
Keep in mind, Code Vein comes out this year too.
oh, it does. I thought it got.
Doesn't God Eater 3 come out this
Yeah,
year?
God
too?
Eater 3 is coming like next month, I think.
I'm God eated out. Like
I want to say I'm high for it, but I also want to check out Digimon Survive. Like, I need a demo of that.
Yeah, I know. I need some more gameplay for that too. Like they've been gone silent since.
Nah,
the last
Souls, you know what we need for Digimon? A
What's
video by you telling them.
Oh, he's right. Tell him again.
Hey, once they drop that new one, we're doing a reaction.
Yeah, there you go.
But I guess what I'm looking forward to is probably like Fire Emblem Edelgard. She looks pretty cool. I'm loving the art style to that new Fire Emblem game. Whatever the Persona game is going to be, obviously. Cold Steel 4 on the 3.
A little bit of
3.
time. All right.
And I don't know if anyone remember this game, and it's not exactly a JRPG, but it's like Muramasa, the Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. That game was supposed to come out last year by Xseed, and I don't know, and Marvelous. I don't know what happened to that game.
Is that a sequel to the old Muramasa?
No. It's called Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. It plays like Muramasa, but it's not exactly. It's where you play this girl who's like, it's a side scroller where you're like slaying enemies and picking up rice.
I don't think I've heard of this.
Yeah, I never heard of this one. Yeah.
It's the first.
That's probably why. Okay, I'm gonna put a link in here. Just check it out. It looks super cool. But yeah, I don't know what happened to that game. But yeah, those are not really anything I'm super hyped for right now. But because everything really came out like early this year, like in the same month.
But, yeah, we're getting a new
Right,
Pokemon this year, apparently.
Bombardment of games.
Oh, yeah.
my God.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Come on, let's go, Johto.
No. But yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Blake, is there any RPGs you're looking forward to?
I'm more so. I'm looking forward to Pokemon, of course. I'm interested to see if Monolith Soft, the people behind Xenoblade at least, are working on like another new Xenoblade or perhaps a port of Chronicles X. I'm holding out for a port of Chronicles X. I'd love to replay that game, but I don't want to unearth my Wii U. So
Wait a minute, I thought you said you didn't like X.
no, I love X. It's everyone else who doesn't like X.
Oh, okay. All right.
you guys don't like X? I like the Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X was
But I
great.
think wasn't there some kind of teaser on their website a while ago that had like the Maconis on it or something like that?
It was like a new render of it, asking for like people for a new project, and we all just assumed it was a new Xenoblade.
If they want to
game.
like remake like the original in a new engine, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind going back to the original, but
Oh, all right. So this game looks legit.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's that other game. What's it called? Mark of Dragon or something?
Oh yeah. Haven't
Dragon
come
Mark
out
for
yet.
Death.
Yeah, that.
That's
Anybody getting their physical, or are you just buying the?
Digital's cheaper, so I'm going with that.
damn.
I need to get a memory stick for my Switch. I think it's done after Brawl. I mean, Smash. Alrighty, all right. Anybody else got any more anticipations for the rest of the year, or?
I usually just don't plan ahead that far. I just sit and wait and see what comes and hope I have the money. That's what I'm going.
Okay.
Oh yeah, new expansion to FF14. I guess that counts.
Yeah, it counts. Yeah.
Aside for that.
What's that game called? It's Caligula Overdose Effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly effective.
That I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that. That looks like pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good to me. I didn't play it on Vita because I felt that the performance was going to be trash because it's on a trash ass console as the Vita.
Damn.
So.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
Oh, Shadow. What's going on here,
Went
man?
for the jugular
Because
and kept going.
I forgot Grandia wanted
Tales
to-
of Fire Star was strike 1.
We're
That
also
Vita
getting
Surrender is
Indivisible
strike
this
2.
year, even though that's not a JRPG.
I played the demo. I gotta say, it was cool. It looked great, but the demo did nothing for me.
I really liked it.
It was fun, but I think it was because it was like literally no context in the demo. It was just you play, kill people, jump across, do some platforming, but it did nothing for me.
Fair enough.
and one last thing. This is not pretty much JRPG related, but it's anime related. How well do you guys think Jump Force is going to do?
Horrible.
That game
I
looks
think it's
trash.
going to sell good because people
Yeah.
are hyping it up, but the reviews are going to be terrible.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I played the beta, and you know how it looks when you see a combo. It looks ugly. It feels the same way. It was
Yeah. Like, I don't think the game is going to be that deep enough to hold people's interest for more than
yeah.
a couple of weeks. So
I
it's like
think-
it's going to be a flavor of the month type of game, and then
Yeah.
people will just move on.
Only thing that'll keep it alive is the DLC because they did say 5 characters are planned for DLC. But as soon as that's all done, then yeah, it may even dry up before the last couple DLC characters come out.
Yeah, because remember Dissidia has had a lot of DLC characters.
Dissidia
They
free to
still
play
have
now.
one. They still it is free to
Yeah,
play.
on Japanese PSN.
One
store.
they still have one more DLC character to get out, but like the city has been dead for months.
Yeah, and that's a shame
Yeah.
because the first one, Dual Destiny, oh my god, so great.
a lot of people forgot that that one was based off it's literally a port of the arcade game. So
Yeah,
a lot of people what's going on? Where's the stuff? I'm like, yo, it never had that stuff to begin with. I think that it was they should have changed it up because I knew a lot of people going into it was expecting doing Death. Someone was like, yo, what's
Is the fact that it's a different developer. The people that made this one is the Team Ninja people. So it's not the previous developers. So
and they were aiming for a more esports type of feel for that game.
Oh my god, no.
And that obviously
Esports
didn't
for
work
Jump
out.
Force?
Yeah.
No,
that sound good.
I was
No,
gonna
he was
say,
talking
like,
about
no
Vesperia.
way.
The city.
I mean, you have to force this to happen.
Yeah.
I
The
mean, I
only
think
good
Jump
Jump
Force
game-
will probably still end up doing better than My Heroes 1's Justice, but
Which I keep forgetting
Yeah,
even
it's-
exists.
it's a terrible game. I torrented it. It wasn't very good.
Yeah, I know. I've tried it for 15 minutes and knew, nah, I've seen everything.
Yeah, this is Namco Bandai's last chance with me, man. From Naruto.
The thing is, it's gonna sell. Those games are gonna sell, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
the
true. That's not
anime-
what we're denying, you know.
I care about the sale. I'm talking about it being fun.
They're usually not fun games. Like the last Jump game, I thought was boring as hell.
Yeah, it's crazy. I got it when it was in Japan, when no one even knew it was coming out in America, and because it looked so crazy. I was like, oh man, Yusuke versus fucking Sasuke. This is ridiculous. And then after I want to say 2 hours, the hype wore off, and I was like, oh, okay. So,
I think for me when it came to J Stars is I felt I had the most fun when I was playing it with my friends.
Exactly.
The thing about Jump Force going in, which is I love J Stars. So when Jump Force came out and it said that it's not going to have 2v2, that means I can really only enjoy it with one of my friends versus 3 of my friends. So that significantly killed a lot of the enjoyment that I had for the game. That's one thing I liked about the city. It had 3v3. Same thing for Gundam Versus. It had 3v3. The more the merrier. But now that it's 1v1, it's just I don't know. It's just I'm not a fan.
I know if you're playing with friends, that'll at least keep you
Make
having fun with it.
Yeah, because you guys are shit talking, you're having fun. It's more than just another one of you. And then on top of the fact that Jump Force, you can choose 3 characters, but you only have 1 health bar to share between all 3 of those characters. What fighting game does that?
And then the health bar drops so fast.
People still don't know this.
shit.
If you're using, let's say your team consists of Goku, Naruto, and Sasuke, and you use Naruto for, you're like, oh shit, I'm at a slither of health. Let me switch to Goku. You're still gonna be at a slither of health, and you're gonna lose.
That's
And the
dumb.
health bars drop so fast, like it's not even by the time your health bar drops,
I know a friend.
you have the last character.
I have a friend that uses Ichigo in the beta, and he already knows a 75% hit combo with Ichigo alone. So it's like,
man.
And then the juggling looks so ugly. Oh my gosh! Like every little combo juggles a character. I can see why they did it, because you know how these anime games let you easily spam to like do a 1-hit KO combo. So I think the juggling kind of helps that, but still, you don't have to do alpha the first hit. They start juggling.
But who's fucking with that create your own character though?
oh my god,
I ain't gonna lie, the creative characters look kind of dope.
Bro, I always wanted to have Sasuke do a Kamehameha.
Oh my god.
That's what sold me. If they didn't have character creation, I'd have been like,
the only thing I think Jump Force is doing right is their roster looks pretty good. I think
Do you guys think they waited till like the last month before the game came out to hold back all the Naruto characters? Because I was losing hope when I saw Ichigo or Bleach had more characters than Naruto. I was losing hope.
They probably were holding back, but
I don't understand their thought
then 4
process and how they're announcing these characters. To be honest,
I've been meaning to. I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have like any anticipation towards this was this One Piece Secret Warrior, like this One Piece game?
World Secret?
You got anything to say? You got a video about that?
I want this game to be good because it looks like it'll be fun. But to be honest, the combos look like they came straight out of the Warriors games, which kind of annoy me.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that fully. The One Piece Warrior games had very bad combos for many characters. It was pretty rough.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry, there's no good shonen game. Well, except for Jump Ultimate Stars, which was on a DS. That's like the only
that was great.
That was great. That was good. But everything else, like
The opening for World Secret is pretty lit though. I ain't gonna lie.
That's great. Opening can always be great. Gameplay's gonna be trash. That's why I wasn't hyping that one. Even though I'm not a huge One Piece fan anymore. I was a rabid, like crazy One Piece fan. But now it's just
man, you missed it in the most recent episode, man. You missed
Oh
it.
man.
Yeah,
man.
I haven't kept up with it for a while. I'm guessing it was the end of a fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll probably watch it on Funimation.
Oh, what episode number are they on now?
870.
Yep.
I stopped around 645, man. God,
200.
You guys gonna get the Dragon Quest on Switch when it comes out?
I actually just bought it on PS4.
Maybe.
It depends on how much more content they add onto it.
Yeah.
Like I tried playing it on PC, but it kept crashing, so I stopped. But if I see the PS4 version drop to like 20, I'll get it there.
Really? The PC version crashed on your system?
A lot.
It never crashed.
Really? I have tried it. It works perfectly well for me.
I've seen plenty of people complaining about it too. Apparently, they fixed it though after release, but still.
Somebody asked me what's something I'm hoping to be announced this year. I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, I feel like this is going to be the year. This is going to be the year that it happens. I'm going to go crazy when it does happen. A Xenosaga HD remaster is going to happen.
Oh man.
Please. I actually want to get into that.
I mean, we can get freaking
I love
Vesperia.
Xenoblade
We can get
Chronicles.
Xenosaga.
If we get Xenosaga, I'd actually be hyped for that, to be honest. I've always wanted to play those. I just never got into it because I never owned a PS2 during the time it came out. So
I'm really glad I got my like original copies. Like,
Yeah, me too. I have them as well.
I sold mine. They were going for a good amount, man.
can't sell them, man. I'm like,
I even had that.
not the GameStop, right?
Oh heck no!
all right, sir. So here's your 50 cent. Would you like to pre-order? Like, it's crazy because I got all my Xenogears and like dot hack games on PS2 from GameStop because they don't like value. They don't have like a value on like PS2 games when they were going out. So like,
The reason why I sold it though, because I felt like as soon as they remake all this stuff, a lot of this stuff lose value. So,
That's what I feel.
that
I
had
feel
to
the
do.
same way about that
Yeah,
because I got a whole bunch of PS2 games. I'm like, these ain't shit anymore because they're going to get remade.
Like, gee, you drop.
yeah, I do have a depressing story about dot hack because I had one and I had one, and I went out and I bought two, but I couldn't find the third one for the life of me. And like the only
Rebirth.
and the only places that had it was like damn near like a good $200, and like
Yep.
and like the
That
thing
is
is
the most
that, like
expensive one.
and the thing is like I want a case with my stuff, so like I couldn't like just get the disc, so I've been pissed, so like I buckled down. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just buy it. So I paid like $175, and I was like, oh, it's worth it. And like literally that night I went home, it was like Dot Hack will get it remade. I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yo, that's so sad.
I was like, for real, God, like this is how you treat me. I'm blaming Shadow now because he's a JRPG god. So I'm like, you know what, man?
Man, I got nothing to do with this, man. You know. Ouch, that sucks, man.
I was pissed.
So, did you end up getting the remakes?
Yeah, I bought the remake. It's crazy because my PS2 copy's in like plastic and like.
Oh my god!
Because like it's so like before I even played it, like then I had another. Then like my memory card got corrupted in my first two games. I was like, oh fuck! So I was like, you just not gonna play. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't even played like any of them since then because I was so fucking mad and sorry about it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I was furious. My wife was like, why'd you spend all this money and like, why you ain't gonna play? I'm like, just shut up. You don't
like the rock because
just be quiet. Like you don't know. And she was like, yeah, I don't know. Why didn't you just wait for the remake? I was like, stop talking.
That came out of left field. Nobody could have predicted
No,
that.
I was so like everybody around me was like, you're supposed to be a fan. How are you not? I'm like, you don't fucking stand. Like now I'm like really like sad to buy any old game because I'm like, I really want to get Suikoden 4 on PS2, but I have a feeling the moment I buy it, they're gonna have a fucking HD collection like to download. So I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, after that, I would be traumatized.
Yeah, I'm still in. Like I'm still in. Still in.
Yeah, PTSD right now.
Yeah, I'm not buying any old classic game never again. Like that was a lesson from God. I'm taking it.
Okay. Alrighty, I think that's all the topics I have for today. I didn't see that many questions in the chat.
I mean, we can answer some of them, I think.
Just
Just scroll a bit and see what you find.
let me
Worst
see.
case scenario, we ask them for more.
I don't think we have it that much. What would you like to see in SMT5 on Switch, gameplay and
Dante?
story wise?
Dante.
Actually, yeah, I would like to see Dante for some reason be in there. That'd be
Or
pretty.
Hero.
Yeah,
What
at
It
least
would be just fun.
What about
And
Bale?
They put Virgil.
like to see a release date. That's what
I kind of don't want the game to be like Nocturne.
Oh, you don't want it to be like Nocturne?
Right.
Like, what do
I'd
you-
rather have it be more like SMT 2 or 4. Like Nocturne was just big, lonely world that was like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And it's not very fun to explore.
It came off to me as kind of bland when it came to like just the overworld and just the apocalypse. And it's just, okay, I got me and my friends and some random demons. That's it. It's just weird.
That's why I don't understand why people love Nocturne that so much. I'm like, it's not.
It's I can't freaking talk. It's atmospheric. I can't talk. Atmospheric. Jesus. But that's what a lot of fans love about it. But for me, it just felt like a big, empty, lonely world.
It looked like it when I seen Shadow streaming.
I mean, it could need some more idols. I'm just saying.
It almost felt like a horror.
The
JRPG.
colors was mute. It was like,
Yeah, it's boring sometimes.
put some color up in here, man.
I feel like the best parts were with Dante or just like dealing with it's just some of the Lucifer BS. So it was definitely fun when those parts happened. But everything else is just to me it's like
It was like that episode of Powerpuff Girls where that clown took all the color.
But yeah, it's a very dreary world, and that's one of the reasons I just didn't like Nocturne as much as the other games in the main series. Like 4, yeah, it was like very dark and people are dying everywhere, but there's still people around and different areas full of color to explore.
I don't know. I like the Digital Devil Saga, and I was like,
oh yeah,
like
I like that.
DDS has a very interesting world, yeah.
I love that one. I hope they make like we get like a remake, not a remake, but like HD.
But you know what? Like gameplay mechanics, I would like to see at SMT5. I like to see them do something similar to what they did in not Soul Hackers, the one that recently came out last year, Strange Journey. Yeah, they had this system to where you can like basically make every single demon good. you could pass on like certain skills. I would like to see less restrictions on that for like demons, because a lot of the recent, I guess, SMT games have been restricting like certain skills you can pass over. But I would like to see them like give you more options to just make demons stronger. Because I was just running with like some of the weakest demons throughout the entire game. Like I was running High Pixie and Strange Journey throughout the entire game. It was just fun. It was just so fun just to have that customized ability.
Did Strange Journey have like an English dub to it, or was it like?
No, that's the strangest thing, considering like they didn't have an English dub. It was just all Japanese, and it's like everybody's international. Like you got Germans, you got Americans, you got Hispanics, you got like so many different like ethnicities in there, and it's like, oh, everybody speaks Japanese.
And it's fully voiced too.
Yeah,
Your voice of character, son.
Dang.
Wait,
See,
do those foreign characters have like accents? Or is it just straight up Jap? They
just
straight up
hard
Japanese.
dude.
Also, it's really hard for us Westerners to even pick out Japanese accents anyway. So
I sort of
you're
can,
right,
but I can
yeah.
tell you they were talking regular anime Japanese.
that's one thing I like about the SMT games on the 3DS. Like the level of quality and like dubbing they give in those games. Like that's what I want for the Cold Steel games.
Okay. Alrighty, guys. We hit the hour and a half mark. I think I'm gonna end this here because I want to get back to playing Resident Evil 2 because I can't get that game out of my damn mind.
Did you beat it yet? Or are you
I beat it. I'm on Claire B right now. I just made it to the laboratory.
yeah.
Claire B and then go to Claire A and then do Leon B.
Yeah.
Damn, I got like, you know what's crazy? I play nothing but JRPG stuff, right? So this is like the one time I'm playing something that's not a JRPG, but something in the back of my mind is just like, damn, I can't wait to get back to a JRPG. As much as I'm enjoying Resident Evil, I can't wait to get back to a JRPG. I can't wait to get that through Vesperia. But yeah, all right, let's start these outros. Go ahead, Blake.
All right, this has been your boy West Town HD as per usual. Thank you, shout out for having me on the podcast. It's been fun. I know I didn't contribute much, but there's still some stuff I got to play on my list. Don't worry, Trails of Cold Steel is going in there. Trails of the Sky, it's going to go in there as well. Kingdom Hearts 3. Either way, it's been fun. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at West Town HD, on YouTube at West Town HD. I'm on Christian Singles. I'm on Black People Meet. I'm on ALO. Be with that Tumblr, and yeah.
You on Tinder?
Hey, I stay on Tinder, bro.
There you go.
I'm also like 17 subscribers away from 200 subscribers. So anyone wants to be my 200 subscriber, I'll make it worth your while.
Oh god.
Oh, man.
Bob?
Thanks for having me on as always. You guys can check me out over at Battles of Carago on YouTube. I just dropped the link to my channel in the comments. Also, Kingdom Hearts 3 is meh. I hope you enjoy it though, but just know that it's meh.
Okay.
And battle the subscribers.
Nightmare?
It's Nightmare Alpha. You can find me on YouTube, on Twitter, on Pornhub, wherever you want to find me.
I see you.
Yeah, yes. If you wanna have something, I want to get back into the business. I have some plans, but my next review is already kind of borrowed away because Blake is going to see when we hit the next streaming goal, and then his people are going to decide. So you can make me do anything. There are no restrictions.
He's gonna do
everything goes.
That sounds a little bit sus. Go ahead, Riku.
Riku's on one here. Thank you for having me back on. Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know if we're gonna take JRPG of the year for this year because that Trails of Cold Steel 3 is also within this year. And Tales of Hearts are. It's a good game.
Oh god.
Vita means life. And we out this bitch.
Sir Lionheart, go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on the podcast. It's like the first time I ever been here, so that was nice. I'd like to come back in the future, that'd be cool. Well, yeah, if anyone's interested, y'all can just find my content on youtube.com/Sir Lionheart. I'm doing a playthrough of Tales of Vesperia. I'm 100% running that. And I like to say my commentary is very informative. I'm going through all the side quests, and I try to explain all the little nuances about the battle system as I go along. So if you're interested, you can just follow that playthrough. I've also got other playthroughs on my channel. A lot of different Tales games, especially Tales of Hearts R. Pretty good game. You should check it
Let's
out.
go. Let's go.
And, I'm out.
Burger, go right ahead.
Well, my name has been Burger. It's pretty cool being here. It was, had a good time talking with everybody. Don't know if you guys are all gonna get Kingdom Hearts. Seems like a lot of people are meh about it. That's cool. Enjoy the game for what it is. If you guys want to check me out, you can always check out my own podcast called Geeks in the City. We're on every other Wednesday. We will be on this Wednesday. If you guys ever want to join, just let me know. You can always look us up on Facebook at Geeks in the City. We're on SoundCloud, Buzzsprout. We're on Apple Apple Podcasts, and we're looking to get on Google soon. So yeah, that's about it. Oh, and if you're gonna play like games like Senran Kagura, like get headphones. If I can save one life, then I'm happy.
Oh, put on a freaking VR headset.
No, that got me in more trouble because you can't see what's around you. So.
Sitting there with a VR headset and a boner.
I was watching something. I'm not even gonna tell you, but I was watching something. And it, like, I took the headset off. It wasn't porn, but it was like my friends would have been like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Like I took it off, and it was like 4 people in my bedroom. Like, so I was like, "So how'd you guys get through the front door?" Like, so.
All right, and that's episode 30 of the HPMP.
Dang, I ain't getting an outro. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yo, Shadow, you need to start writing our names down and going down.
Yo, wow.
You need to write our names down and go down the list, man.
It's just
Hear what you said at the beginning. Like,
it's like
I would have remembered you. I'm just
I need to remember.
Shots.
Shots.
all right. Go ahead, Souls.
I'm just saying, thanks for having me. You know, it's always a pleasure. Check me out at Zero Souls with Z's, not S's, over on Twitter. And I think somebody asked what game would I want ported to the Switch. I'd say Tokyo Mirage Session because I never played it. And yeah, that's it.
All right, I got it. Right? Okay.
Yep, that's it.
All right. As you guys know, this is the JRPG God, the JRPG enthusiast, Mr. JRPG himself, Shadowy Elite here, and we are out. Just want to let you guys know that Tales of Hearts R is trash. The Vita is trash.
Wow.
And yeah, the Wii U is also trash. You will get banned in this chat if you mention the Wii U. I'm just letting you guys know that right now.
Dang, at least you can mention the Vita. You get banned for the Wii U.
bro, dude, your favorite Tales game is Hearts R.
Yeah,
To be fair, that's my favorite also. Ooh.
Oh man. Okay.
We got in this.
Back to Universe 6.
Hearts R is worse than world. All right, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
bye.